So maybe you've heard about Ship Studio, or maybe you've heard about Claude Code and how people are currently building websites with these tools. It can be quite difficult to get into. You may be slightly overwhelmed, maybe not too sure where to start. And the purpose of this video is just to show you exactly what you can do to get to a point where you've got something in front of you that you can then use as a base to play around with, or learn more, however you want to frame it. As I said, we're going to be using Ship Studio. I'll place a link to that tool in the description, and I'll also put a link to the Ship Studio YouTube channel where you can find some great videos by Julian, who's going to go over Ship Studio and explain more about it. But for the sake of this video, we're just going to follow along. So I have Ship Studio open here. We're just going to go to New Project. Select Next.js, that's perfectly fine for the context of this video. Don't overthink it at this point, but if you do want to know what each one is, there's nothing stopping you from opening Claude Chat and saying, hey Claude, what's Astro, what's SvelteKit, what are the use cases? But for now, Next.js, continue, and we're going to call it first site. Now it's going to do everything it needs to do to get set up. Okay, we're here. It's going to ask you if you trust this folder, just press yes, and ignore this, we can just escape that. Right, so this is Ship Studio. Super quick overview. This is the Claude Code chat on the left, this is your preview on the right. Now, where to start? The first thing you should do is get some sort of brief or some sort of context that we can use to give Claude Code a bit of info about what it is that you want to build. Okay, so we're over in Claude Chat now, and what we're going to do is just say, hey, I want to build a simple landing page using Claude Code. Can you please generate me a short brief to give context when planning the page? Don't overthink this, just, put in whatever. Claude is very good at understanding what it is that you're trying to achieve without you needing to do such a specific prompt. As you can see here, it's asking me questions. That's great. What is the landing page for? Let's say it's for a service or an agency. What is the primary goal? We want to just build brand awareness for now. And do we have a preferred visual style? Doesn't matter. You can always change this later on, but let's go with clean and minimal. Couple more details to make the brief useful. Okay, it's asking me more questions. That's good. What industry or type of service is the agency in? We're in tech and software. And do you have a name? No, use a placeholder. Okay, so it's generated me a short landing page brief here. Overview, sections to include, visual direction, tone of voice, technical notes for Claude Code, build as a single index. No, we're going to leave that bit out. We only need the design side of it, or the direction side of it for now. So let's copy that. Head on over to Ship Studio and say, oh no, first we want to enable plan mode. Plan mode is going to be your best friend when you're starting a new project. Essentially what it is a mode where you can have a bit of back and forth with Claude Code. It's going to ask you some questions to get more info about what it is that you want to do. And to enable that, you just want to press Shift Tab and then press it again until you get to this where it says plan mode on, just there. So let's now write a prompt for Claude Code. We could do if you want to do like a space down in the Claude Code chat, don't press enter because that's going to send you a prompt. Instead, just hold shift and press enter. It's then going to go down a line, and we're going to paste that in there. So all we've done is we've written, I want to build a landing page. Here is a brief that was generated to help you build it. And we've pasted in this here, this highlighted text. This is super simple. Like normally I wouldn't be this simple, but I'm just doing it this way to show you how you can get started in the most simple way. So we've got that prompt. Now let's press enter. Claude Code is now going to do its thing, and yeah, I'll be back when I have a response. So just a quick one. What it's doing here is it's currently exploring the project structure so that it can understand what we're working with. Now, because we selected the Next.js template, it's going to go into the files, it's going to realize that we're using a Next.js template, and then it's going to base all of its decisions on that. It's very smart. Just let it do its thing, and yeah, we'll be back once it's done something. Right, so it looks like the plan is finished. Let's just take a quick look through and see what it did. So it's basically telling me here exactly which files it's going to modify, which ones it's going to create. It's going to store our styles in global CSS, and you can see what colors it's going to use here. It's then going to explain the order of the sections on the landing page. So we have a navbar, hero section, service section, about section, social proof, and contact, as well as a footer. A little bit more information about each one here, such as the CSS effects, things like that. It's also going to create a site MD. Yeah, this is basically just telling me what it's going to do. Feel free to read through it if you're doing it on your end, but don't overthink anything at this point. We just want to get something in front of us. All of these, these things that you're seeing right now, it's going to feel overwhelming. I promise you, just stick with it, push through it. There's always time, and there's nothing stopping you from opening a Claude chat, and you know, you could copy all of this here, right? And then you could head on over to Claude chat, paste it in, and then say, please help me understand and learn about this. Like, that's all you have to do, and it will teach you. Again, just don't worry, just follow what I'm doing for now. Okay, so Claude has written up a plan and is ready to execute. We're gonna say yes, auto accept edits at this point. It's not gonna do anything crazy, it's not gonna break or kill anything. So let's hit yes and let it do its thing. Right, so as you can see here, it's now starting to build. Anything that's red is the previous state, and anything that's green is the new thing. So red has been replaced with green. You can see it's doing all sorts here in the background. This is Claude Code working. It's basically coding for you. It's building all of the relevant files, it's adding all of the relevant information to those files, which is then going to produce the thing that you see. Right, so we're done. Again, just look at the chat, you can see everything it's done. After it completes a task, it's going to give you an overview of exactly what it did. You can read that here. So your landing page is live in the preview. So if we look over at the preview, we can see that this landing page has now been built. We've got a navbar up here. Oh, just hold on a moment. Let me expand this so we can see the desktop view. Okay, so with these three buttons up here, you can switch between desktop view, tablet view, and mobile view. So let's just put it on full screen for now. So we've got a navbar, hero, got an info section here, showing them what we do, how we work, who we're trusted by, and the CTA at the bottom. Also got a very simple footer down here as well. So this is the thing, like, we've just completed a super simple process. We didn't give it much context, and now we have something in front of us that we can see, like, we did this. Again, like, if I want to open this in my browser, maybe you don't know what that is or what that means, we could simply just say, how can I view this on Google? Just ask it a question. Like, you can totally do that in Claude Code. If you're stuck, if you have no idea what's happened, or if you don't even know what to do next, just ask it. Like, it's so simple. So I've just said, how can I view this on Google? Google could mean a couple of different things. Which one did you have in mind? Open it in Google Chrome. That's what we want to do, the browser. Okay, so the site is already running locally. You can type this into Chrome's address bar, localhost. Okay, so what is localhost? We're going to copy that and say, what is this? Help me understand localhost. We're going to paste in the localhost thing that it threw at us. Okay, it's replied. Think of it this way: your computer is secretly running a mini web server just for you. Localhost is the address for that private server, and it only exists on your machine and nobody else can see it. Like a rehearsal room, you can see and test the site there before it goes out into the real world. Like, I mean, this is it, guys. Like, just ask it a question. If you're unsure, you can totally just ask it. This is how we learn. Okay, so now we know what this is. We're going to take this address, localhost 3000. Actually, let's take this one. Head on over to Google and paste that in. Okay, site can't be reached. What does this mean? We're going to screenshot this here. Let's get that, copy that. Back into Claude Code. Okay, I see this whenever I try to open localhost. Command V, paste that image in there, press enter. Okay, so that error means the local server isn't running on your computer right now. Chrome can't find anything to connect to. This is totally normal. You don't actually need localhost at all. The preview inside Ship Studio is the best way to see your site. Okay, so what we know now is that this preview window is running localhost. This is what you would be able to see on Google. But let's say you really wanted to see on Google, then tell it. But I want to see this live on Google. How can we do it? And these are the sort of conversations that you want to be having with Claude Code at the beginning. It's going to help you learn. It's going to help you understand things. Like, don't be afraid to just speak to it like this. So let's see what it says. Okay, so it's telling me now about Vercel. Vercel is something I'll cover later on, but we want to do localhost. Let's just say, no. I need to specifically learn how to view this on localhost. The Ship's Studio preview is fine, but I need to learn about this. Okay, here we go. Dev server needs to be running for localhost to work. Try typing this into the chat. That starts the server. Once it's running, go to Chrome and open HTTP localhost 3000. Okay. So we know that the dev server is already running because we have a preview here. So let's copy this. Head on over. And okay. So we don't have the HTTP there. Maybe that's the issue. Paste it in. No, it's not the issue. So what do? We go back. I pasted that in, but it still isn't working. it's now going to go in and check exactly what's happening in your machine. Like, it can do that. And it's discovered there. Where is it? Nothing is running on port 3000. Let me start the server now and check for any errors. It's then going to do a bash command, which is npm run dev. Don't ask me. I think it's going to start another dev server, local one. Doesn't matter. If you're unsure, go and open Claude chat, ask it. So we're just going to press yes. Okay, so the dev server is already running, which is what we knew. Ship Studio is running it in the background. Now it's going to find out exactly what port it's actually on. It could be that it's not running on 3000, which is what it suggested we use. It could be running on a different one. So it's going to investigate that now. Okay, there we go. Found it. Ship Studio is running your site on port 3001, not 3000. Try this address instead. So let's copy that. Okay, there we go. So what have we learned? We've learned about localhost. We've learned about the port number. If you try and type in localhost 3000, but your dev server is running on 3001, then you're not going to see anything on 3000. You need to switch over to 3001. If you ever have this situation in the future, just say, hey, Claude, what is the dev port? What is the localhost port that we're currently running on? And it's going to tell you. Right, so yeah, we can see the site now in Google. Brilliant. And of course, we can also see it here as well. So we've got something in front of us now. We've got a landing page, and we've encountered our first sort of error, so to speak, and we learned from it. We didn't know what localhost was. We had no idea. We didn't know anything about the port number. We didn't know how that worked, and we didn't know what the connection is between this preview window and the site if we wanted to view it in Google. And how did we learn it? We literally just asked Claude Code. We asked it in this chat. It identified the issue for us. We didn't need any sort of technical background or technical know-how to figure out how to fix this. We literally just did it with our hands and with a prompt. We spoke to it like we would a friend. One of the things I like to do is treat Claude Code as like my personal dev. If I was trying to do something and I had absolutely no idea, I would speak to my dev. I would send messages to my dev. Oh, this happened, that happened. What does this mean? Why is this happening? You can do the exact same thing with Claude Code. One of the things that I really want to get across is this situation. Like, I've kept this super simple for a reason, so that you can understand exactly how you can overcome these I wouldn't say errors, but it's how you can overcome these things where you just have absolutely no idea what it's talking about. I mean, previously you would search it on Google, but the problem is if you were to search, this specific issue on Google, Google has no context of what it is that you're doing. Google can't see your machine. Whereas with the Claude Code chat, it knows exactly what you're doing. It can go and look into the back end to see exactly what it is that's currently running, and it figures it out. And you need to start getting that down to a T from the beginning, is knowing and having the confidence that you can speak to Claude Code this way, because that's exactly how I learned, and it's exactly how I'm still learning. Right, so now we've covered that. I don't want to sort of go into too much more detail. So I think this is it for the first one. So what did we do? We started with absolutely nothing. We opened a new project in Ship Studio. We generated some sort of brief from Claude Chat. We pasted that brief into Claude Code, told it this is what we want. in plan mode. That's super important. Plan mode then did its thing. Claude Code came up with a plan. It came up with all the styles, the components, all of the technical coding side of it. It came up with it for you. The only thing we did was we give it a direction. And what do we have now? We have something in front of us that we can see. This is what it's built. And then we also learned about localhost, what that means, what the port number means, and how we can view that in Google. And then arguably the most important thing we learned, and the one takeaway that you should have from this video, is if something goes wrong, if you don't understand something, what can you do? Just speak to Claude Code. Speak to Claude Code like it's your friend, your dev, whoever, your mum, your dad. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I will do more videos, we'll cover more things, but this is just supposed to be a super simple introduction into how you can get something in front of you, how you can overcome an issue with Claude Code, and yeah, so hope it helped.